But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow.
We all know Kevin Hart as the energetic, pint-sized powerhouse with his infectious smile and larger-than-life personality. On the surface, he seems like a straightforward guy who's worked his way to the top through hard work and determination. However, it appears there might be more to his rise to fame than meets the eye. Recently, Katt Williams came forward with claims that Kevin didn't follow the traditional route to success. Instead, it's rumored that Kevin may have been involved in some shady dealings with powerful figures like Diddy, Tyler Perry, and other Hollywood elites to secure his spot in the industry. These deals, according to the rumors, might have required compromising his morals and giving into the darker side of Hollywood's agenda, one that's been criticized for manipulating black actors and artists, including the controversial practice of putting black men in dresses. What's really going on behind the scenes? Check it out.
Definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on a talk show this morning. I said no to that.
It seems like Kevin Hart didn't last as long at the top as he might have expected, especially in light of the recent SNL skit that was released shortly after his interview. The skit, which poked fun at his rise to fame and some of the controversy surrounding him, has sparked further discussion about his career. And let's look a little closer at the clip below. By his success, the timing of the skit suggests that his place in Hollywood may not be as secure as he thought, with public opinion starting to shift and his past choices coming back into focus.
Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Now, it seems like Katt Williams has had enough of all the nonsense. He's speaking out against the exploitation and mistreatment of black actors in Hollywood, like the forced wearing of dresses for black men and the constant undermining of black actresses, who often receive far less than their white counterparts while being treated like second-class citizens. Katt isn't holding back anymore, taking aim at Kevin Hart and questioning both his integrity and the legitimacy of his entire career. In 2016, Katt went on the best-selling audience board Surface in Purest Time and Roll Away. He's calling out the system that forces black talent to compromise their morals for success, and it seems he's ready to expose the truth behind Hollywood's darker side.
Possible that there isn't any.
Never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, especially when it comes to the injustices in the entertainment industry. Over the years, he's called out the shady dealings of industry giants, and now he's going after some of the biggest names in comedy, including Kevin Hart. While many of us thought Kevin's rise to fame was built solely on his comedic talent, Katt suggests there's more to the story and it's not as clean as we were led to believe. In fact, he's painting a picture of Kevin's journey to the top that some might find downright disturbing. Just recently, Williams sat down for a 3-hour-long interview with Shannon Sharpe, where he didn't hold back. He tore into not just Kevin Hart, but also Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Michael Blackson, Ricky Smiley, and many others. But it was Kevin who took the brunt of his criticism. For those who don't know, this feud has been brewing for years, with tensions first flaring up in 2016. During his conspiracy theory tour at Atlanta's Phillips Arena, Katt called Kevin Hart a puppet, which sent shockwaves through the media. However, he clarified that it wasn't Kevin's fault, but rather the system that put him in that position. He urged people to stop hating on a black man just trying to hustle, even if he wasn't everyone's favorite. Katt made an analogy to explain his point, comparing himself to other black comedians, saying just because some think he's the best doesn't mean he's dissing others. He used the example of getting mad at Kermit the Frog when it's really Jim Henson, or criticizing Donald Duck when you should be upset with Walt Disney. It was a clever way of saying that while Kevin may be successful, he's part of a larger system that's working behind the scenes. Despite the harsh words, Kevin Hart didn't take the bait. Rather than escalating the situation, he responded with a subtle, composed move. On Instagram, he posted a picture from the 2016 Academy Awards where he was hanging out with comedy legends Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. In his caption, Kevin emphasized the importance of comedians supporting each other, especially when they've reached such a rarefied level of success. He wrote about how their success opens doors for others and how support, not competition, is key to long-term success in the industry. But Katt Williams wasn't done. Instead of letting the matter cool down, he turned up the heat even more. He threw down a bold challenge to Kevin, daring him to a $5 million bet, all while planning his next move in Kevin's hometown of Philadelphia. It seemed clear that Katt wasn't finished with the feud, and he was hoping for an animated response from Kevin to keep the drama going. This ongoing battle between the two continues to escalate, and with each new move, it's clear that Katt Williams is determined to expose what he believes is the truth behind Kevin Hart's rise to fame, no matter the cost.
See, I seen your stuff on social media. Or you can get your ass dusted in comedy on that stage. But it's $1 million up for each one. That's $5 million, Mr. 28 million in Forbes.
Katt Williams didn't hold back in his most recent challenge to Kevin Hart, offering a wild menu of options. A full-count basketball game, a boxing match, a rap cipher with 2 mics, or the grand finale, a comedy showdown on stage with $1 million at stake for each challenge. He even joked about bringing the cash in person and cheekily warned Kevin not to bring any white folks if he wasn't a puppet. All of this went down with Katt rocking his signature fur coat, adding a bit of flair to the escalating tension. It was clear that the drama had reached a whole new level, with everyone eagerly waiting to see how Kevin Hart would respond to this audacious proposal. But here's where it gets interesting. While we might think these two were mortal enemies, with all the beef and slander flying between them, Hollywood has a way of surprising us. Despite the escalating tension, Katt later did something unexpected. He apologized to Kevin Hart. Why the change of heart? It turns out Katt went through something personal and traumatic that shifted his perspective. In a surprising turn of events, Katt found himself in a heated confrontation in Georgia, where he was allegedly wronged by a store clerk who accused him of stealing $1,500, used a racial slur, and assumed he was up to no good. According to Katt, he took action as a self-confident black man standing up against injustice. However, just a few days later, during an appearance on Bone 23 Atlanta's The Big Tiger Show in March 2016, Katt took a step back and expressed regret for the harsh words he'd thrown at Kevin. He extended a heartfelt apology, acknowledging that his comments were a result of the pressures and emotions he'd been dealing with, and admitted that it wasn't right to stir the pot with someone he once considered a peer. This sudden shift in attitude highlights the complexity of Hollywood's cutthroat environment, where rivalries and personal struggles often collide, leaving us questioning the true nature of these relationships.
I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. That is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus. So now, the fact that he's a black man like me, and the fact that I attacked him with such vitriol at a time when our country is already divided in every way it could be divided, racially, politically, economically, socially, religiously. Like, the fact that I, while being on stage pretending to be higher than that, would then stoop down to the same level. And
during his conversation with the host, Katt Williams openly acknowledged that it was regrettable for him to try to embarrass Kevin Hart during his comedy set. He extended an apology not just to Kevin, but also to Heartbeat Productions, the Plastic Cup Boys, and everyone connected to Kevin Hart. It seemed like Katt was genuinely trying to make amends for the tension he had created. However, Kevin Hart wasn't about to let bygones be bygones. Fast forward to September 2018, and the drama between the two flared up once again. This time, Katt Williams took shots at Tiffany Haddish's comedy skills during an interview on a radio show. In response, when Kevin Hart was promoting his movie Night School on The Breakfast Club, he didn't hold back. Kevin went all in, fiercely defending Tiffany Haddish and making it clear that he had no love for Katt's comments. Not only did Kevin stand up for Tiffany, but he also took the opportunity to throw some serious shade at Katt Williams, reigniting the beef between the two. This back and forth showed that despite Katt's earlier apology, the feud was far from over, and tensions between the two comedians were still very much alive.
The frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You were the guy. Yeah. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped with you.
Katt Williams didn't hold back when he spilled the beans about his past struggles, revealing that studios had abandoned him due to his drug issues, which he believes cost him the chance to become the comedy king. But that wasn't all. He took direct shots at Kevin Hart, asking if Kevin had ever helped out new comedians in the game, implying that Kevin had no business criticizing others who were hustling in the industry. Despite the ongoing tension, things didn't fizzle out. Fast forward to September 2021, and Katt Williams again turned up the heat. During the interview, he boldly claimed that a comedy battle against Kevin Hart would be like cheating. He strutted in with all the swagger, asserting that he could outshine Kevin in a comedy face-off. Katt confidently tossed around his extensive catalog of over 10 comedy specials, saying he could easily pick 2 jokes from each special to outdo Kevin. He even joked that the only comedian who could give him a real challenge was Richard Pryor. But he didn't stop there. Katt brushed off Kevin's impressive stats: 52 movies, 11 specials, 49 TV appearances, and an Emmy, like they were nothing more than minor achievements. With a mischievous grin, Katt hinted that this matchup might just flip the script and promised that the battle would be one people wouldn't want to miss. It was after that script, it was clear that Katt was ready to ignite this rivalry once again, making it known that he wasn't backing down from any challenge, especially when it came to proving his comedic prowess.
So, Katt, let me ask you, if you would be bothered...
The comedic rivalry between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart continued to heat up, with both throwing jabs at each other left and right. After Katt took shots at Kevin on Shannon Sharpe's show, Kevin responded in his signature short and sweet style, much like his Twitter, or should we say X days. He hit back with a quick, "Gotta get that anger up out of you, champ. It's honestly sad." It was a classic Kevin move, on record for him to hit back remarkably on target. Colin showed up with like 3 rhymers coming at Miss Katt, joined by one of her friends, but Kevin wasn't done there. The day later, he showed up on ESPN's NBA Unplugged and couldn't resist poking fun at Katt's outlandish claims. He playfully mocked Katt's assertion that he had read 3,000 books a year as a kid.
Good luck getting me to talk about that horse. Good luck, okay? You lost me and you got a college offer at age 7.
But here's the kicker. Kevin's lighthearted response seemed to only fuel the idea that he's some kind of industry creation. Online, people began rallying behind Katt Williams, with many thinking he might be onto something by exposing dark and messy truth about Kevin that had supposedly been kept hidden. Comments flooded in, hailing Williams as a genius, and the narrative shifted, with fans buying into the idea that Katt was unveiling some uncomfortable truths. Katt didn't stop at playful banter. He escalated the feud to a whole new level. He boldly suggested that Kevin Hart's success wasn't entirely based on talent and hard work. Instead, he insinuated that Kevin might be an industry plant, someone artificially placed and pushed up the ladder, implying shady dealings behind his rise to fame. Katt took aim at Kevin's past roles, notably his involvement in cross-dressing, which has been a frequent point of controversy in Hollywood. He directly referenced the criticism some actors, including Kevin, have faced for taking on roles that required them to wear dresses, using it as a metaphor for the sacrifices some entertainers make to climb the industry ladder. Even Dave Chappelle weighed in on the issue, adding fuel to the fire. But Katt didn't stop there. He suggested that Kevin's shady dealings went much deeper, even implying that Kevin's rise to fame was closely tied to his connections with industry heavyweights like Diddy. For those who haven't been following, Diddy has been under intense scrutiny lately due to serious allegations, including the disturbing lawsuit filed by his ex, Cassie. In her lawsuit, she detailed disturbing allegations about abuse and manipulation during her relationship. Now, Katt has taken it a step further, alleging that Kevin Hart is involved in these kinds of shady dealings with Diddy, and that Kevin used his connections with Puffy as one of the steps to climb the ladder to fame. This revelation is raising eyebrows and fueling even more speculation about the true nature of Kevin Hart's success. As more details emerge, it's clear that this feud is about far more than just comedy. It's become a battle over the hidden and darker realities of Hollywood.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the if you ask me, baby.
In his interview, Katt Williams expressed that it's high time for the dark truths in the industry to be exposed, emphasizing that all the shady dealings and behind-the-scenes actions can no longer be kept hidden. He boldly stated that the time has come for the public to know the real story, and he wasn't holding back in calling out what he perceives as the industry's hidden underbelly. And Katt isn't the first to bring up the alleged connection between Kevin Hart and Diddy. Over the years, there have been whispers and conversations about this relationship. Notably, some past comments from both Diddy and Usher have raised eyebrows. In an old video, Usher talked about how he and Kevin used to hang around Diddy when they were younger, hinting at a more intimate connection between them. Diddy himself mentioned that there was a time when he spent a lot of time with Kevin and Usher, both of whom were younger than him, and hinted at there being physical contact between them. These comments have been part of a larger conversation about the blurred lines of friendship, mentorship, and power dynamics in Hollywood. While nothing has been proven outright, the insinuations have been enough to stir up a lot of speculation, with many people wondering just how deep these relationships go and what price might have been paid to climb the entertainment ladder.
I want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not giving the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get them earlier than me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f*** did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. Listen,
having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
This isn't all that surprising to many, as a number of artists have spoken out about their experiences with Diddy, and it's been a topic of much speculation over the years. For instance, Chris Brown isn't the only one who's hinted at strange goings-on in the industry. Social media, with its treasure trove of throwbacks and gossip, has been buzzing recently about Diddy's past relationships with artists like Usher and Justin Bieber. According to rumors, back in the day, Diddy mentored Usher when he was just 14 years old. But rather than taking the typical route for a teenager, the two were